Welcome, everybody, to the Loud and Drunk Podcast. I'm producer Dan, joined again by Moses. Moses, we are sitting on a veritable powder keg of explosives right now in preparation because we are racked and stacked for the 4th of July. What are you looking forward to most for Independence Day?
It's dangerous.
It's good to be an American. I have this freedom to smoke at a bar and be surrounded by fireworks that could go off at any given moment.
Any moment, yeah.
I mean, we did tell you not to sit on the box of mortars, but, I mean, here we go.
You tell me a lot of things. You're like, oh, don't have that.
As soon as he found out that they go straight up, he knew where he was sitting.
So, I'm looking for a cleanse, and juice is expensive.
Yeah, it is.
That mortar's going to clean you right out.
Well, I hope so, because I gotta fit into a two-piece.
Yeah.
A mortar enema?
Yeah. The old razzle-dazzle.
Yeah, stop being a... That's what they call
The old razzle-dazzle.
Stop being a prude, Dan. You know exactly
It's
what's going on
2023,
here.
Dan. If a man wants to shove a mortar up his
expand
ass.
your mind. Like, it's not like I'm drinking a Bud Light here, so I'm not going over the edge. I actually just finished a Modelo. Yeah, top billing.
Moses, please, this is still the intros.
Save a little bit for the podcast.
This is an American podcast, and we're going full American. Woo!
Well, Justin, the 4th of July is upon us. It's a time of family, friends, barbecue, fireworks. What are you looking forward to the most on Independence Day?
I am looking forward to getting recklessly drunk, having a good amount of some barbecue of some sort. Most likely be bringing pork belly to our annual party.
I cannot wait for that.
Yeah.
It's honestly the highlight.
Moses loves his pork belly.
The room full of explosives aside.
You know what? I'm putting this cigarette out so I can survive for the pork belly.
But I mean, it is one of my favorite holidays, and hopefully, we'll luck out. We'll have good weather because it's been raining every fucking day.
We're getting the rain out of the way now, which is also great for the fireworks.
That is true,
The risk of starting a forest fire is pretty minimal.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
And good times, good friends, celebrate being American.
Absolutely.
What
And
good
on
friends.
that note, I am Cassidy Wyatt Jones here in Nashville, New Jersey. I'm just happy to be here.
Oh, thanks for joining us, Uncle Baby Billy.
Oh, absolutely. It is my pleasure. Not here to talk politics, though, Moses.
As long as you're here to talk about the good graces of God.
Absolutely. He's raining down on all of
Oh,
us.
I am gay for God.
Got the good Lord going down on me today.
Oh, fuck yeah. He's got soft lips.
Oh, they're the softest Moses he's got.
All right.
No fillers, all natural.
Yeah.
Oh, that
The parts that are hard, they're hard. The parts that are soft, they're soft. And you get
And
all
they,
the right things.
They all fit right.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Jell-O.
But before we get into all of that,
America.
I want to encourage you to subscribe to this podcast. We are on Apple, Google, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. Help us out by giving us a 5-star review. If you're not so much into Apple, Google, or Spotify, I don't know why you would be more into YouTube, but we're also on YouTube and we're also on Rumble. Be sure to smash that like button, leave us a comment, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to our channels. We want you to be a part of this all-American conversation, so join us on social media. We are at Loud and Drunk on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and we're also on local. So if you like this podcast, you want to see us grow, you want the production values to be increased, consider contributing to us on locals. We're talking 4th of July, America.
Yes, sir.
Fuck yeah.
Can I talk about... I would like to give a shout out to one of the finest Americans out there. He's a listener, Ryan Melia, you Sasquatch-looking motherfucker. We fucking love you. Keep listening. And hopefully, maybe one day we'll get you on.
It works if you work it, Ryan.
Yeah, keep coming back. It works if you work. Take that 13th step.
Love it. And we're right back at the beginning.
All right, gentlemen. So on the note of patriotism, Independence Day, 4th of July, I wanted to mention something about patriotic movies. I recently watched Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, yeah.
And last year, biggest movie, made over $1 billion, I believe. And a lot of the reviews I heard of this movie could be summed up in 2 words. Fuck yeah. And I hadn't seen it until last weekend.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the movie, I got it. Because I was definitely like, fuck yeah. That movie was baller. So I actually came up, and then after watching that, I'm like, you know what? I owe the first one a watch. Let's watch that one. And then after watching Top Gun 2, then Top Gun 1, and then watching Top Gun Maverick again, I've come to this conclusion, and I want you guys to tell me if you agree or disagree.
I disagree. I cannot even keep it inside of me. I have been looking forward to this for in excess of 24 hours, which is how long ago I watched the movie.
We have to let the audience know what the query is.
Oh, yeah. There's a question
disagree.
here.
Yeah.
Agree or disagree? Top Gun Maverick is better than the original Top Gun.
Sorry, Dan, you have to try again.
Yeah,
I didn't know
I'm
that
gonna
we
have
installed
to say
buzzers.
no.
Yeah,
on
we all
that,
have
too.
buzzers now.
Oh, that's
They're
what that
under.
is.
They're under the bar.
Yeah.
Now I'm prepared to defend my point, but I will let you guys have initial thoughts on.
Dan, there is no defense, but I am willing to let you try.
Okay, but you can have an initial thought.
I mean, yeah, can I go first?
I mean, absolutely, if
Yeah,
you want.
you have the floor.
The movie was nothing but a series of goddamn tropes. Every single line was predictable in excess of 15 minutes before it occurred. The entire movie is it's just the original film, but it's every fucking detective cop movie ever. God damn it, Maverick. You're a loose cannon. How dare you put my pilots at risk? We need to get in there to what is clearly an Iranian facility, but we just won't name it by fucking name. And yet, you're the best goddamn pilot that I've got.
See, that's
Get the
why I
hell
liked
out
it.
of my sight.
That's why I enjoyed it, because it was
My
formulaic.
problem with it, I was watching, like, it took more than half of the time to get there, because the whole time I was waiting for volleyball. The whole fucking time.
There was no volleyball in the second, was there?
And then all of a sudden, there is a super homoerotic football game that they just play on the beach. It is, I don't know how you make volleyball gayer with football, but they succeeded in doing that.
Well, let's go. Like, football is our initial, like, inherently pretty gay sport.
That's fine. My problem is that it wasn't volleyball.
well,
I was waiting for that the whole time.
Volleyball is very integral to the first Top Gun because that's kind of where the best scenes lie, aside from anything Val Kilmer's
That's
in.
all that it was. Yeah.
Because Val Kilmer, he literally chewed up the scenes in the first one.
Literally.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
I
biting. I was waiting for him to do the bite. He can still do that with the throat cancer.
He could do it,
know he
but
can't
it's not having the same. He's not as cool as he was.
Yeah.
Because cancer
And,
sucks.
and honestly, like watching that scene where he was like typing shit out because he in real life.
I don't know if he knows
talk.
he doesn't know how to type.
No,
and he
no.
he
So
showed
obviously,
that he
they
couldn't
used-
even act.
They used
typing.
it. Well, they used a stunt typist for that.
Oh, okay.
That's a thing.
I didn't know that.
And I actually felt emotions in that scene, which was weird for a Top Gun movie. Because I wasn't in the Navy, Dan. I apologize. But like that movie does nothing for me.
All right, I'm going to jump in here so we can
Please.
get Justin's initial thoughts.
All right. So I didn't watch it when it came out. I watched it over this past week as well. I will absolutely say I am in agreement with Clarice over here, who, it is very formulaic in a way. As much as, how the Star Wars kind of did at their point. But,
yeah, this was a better Star Wars, like a better try than Star Wars did.
I will give it that. But no, I kind of lay, and this is a floundering way to say it, but like I'm on one foot in each. Nostalgia will always have a big thing for me. I always go back to the old movies.
I'll
I don't
agree with this,
Yeah,
actually, yeah.
And so it's hard for me to like give it up to the Maverick movie. Although I will say I did enjoy it. I thought they did of the characters that they allowed you to care about.
Yeah.
They did a good job of kind of like fleshing that out.
I feel like if you like the original, then you do, as much as I'm shitting on
Yeah.
it, like it's
Yeah.
the same movie. So I mean, like I do like it. It's the same film.
I do appreciate it in that fact because there's been a lot of remakes of late. Of like great '80s movies.
That they
like
fucked up, yeah.
Red Dawn. That second one was garbage.
Total Recall.
Yeah.
Total Recall. Oh
Horrendous.
fuck! I forgot all about Total Recall.
You're welcome.
Because I was gonna go RoboCop, which was
man,
garbage.
horrendous.
Next week we need somebody different because most
The
gonna kill
rent's
himself
too
now.
damn high.
Yeah. I forgot all about Total Recall. I might just go kill myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I
Listen,
only watched half of
it's
that.
been a lot of years we've been friends, and I've enjoyed that.
God damn. That was. And Total Recall, like, the original,
Don't take us too far.
It's good. I never liked it, but I love it more as the years go by.
Yeah,
Because
it grows on
initially it wasn't good.
Yeah.
But then after seeing that, I'm like, oh my God, like this is fucking Rosebud, fucking Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
Next to the RoboCop.
It's basically one of those dishes that you try it the first time and you didn't like it. You try it again, and it's just little by little.
like a
each time.
gazpacho. It's best served cold, but nobody wants to eat it. Nobody wants that.
You son of a.
Dan, bring back the patriotism.
All right, so I'm going to defend my point.
Please.
All right, so number one on my list, because I literally made a list.
I know,
of reasons
and
why
I
Top
have
Gun 2
respect
is
nothing
better.
less of you.
All right, so number one, the story arcs are better in Top Gun 2. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it's not Citizen Kane.
Right.
But if we go through Top Gun 1, it's literally the only character flaw that Pete Mitchell has is that he's just too goddamn awesome.
Right.
And the Navy just does not understand that. In Top Gun 2, we face the very real technological problem that a pilot would have, that AI and like drones are going to make you obsolete.
Yeah.
So it's the whole arc of practically the entire movie, from the beginning of when Ed Harris tells them, like, we don't need you anymore, really, because you're a piece of shit.
But I'll be goddamned if you're not the best pilot we've got. Now get the hell out of my command.
I didn't realize this, but this kind of starting to sound like that Die Hard movie when it was the viruses and he had to get Justin Long.
Where they had Justin Long in it.
Yeah, and they had to go to
Also
fucking Kevin
patriotic.
Smith's. Go down to Kevin Smith's basement to figure out how to stop them. I don't know.
That's all we're going to talk about that movie. Dan, continue.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about the Harrier fight.
We'll all be committing suicide.
I can't be alone.
Oh my God! Somebody light these fireworks off.
Well, we actually have complete arcs, because we have the not Val Kilmer, which is actually like whoever Hangman. He actually had an actual arc where it was like, he's going to leave you out to dry.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the movie, he comes back and actually redeems himself, and like he won't leave you hung out to dry.
Fair.
So we actually have completion to story arcs, whereas Top Gun completes no story arcs.
No.
But that's more realistic too. Because I mean, like, come on, like it's a story of redemption. This guy's a piece of shit his whole fucking life, and then all of a sudden, like in the moment of truth, he's like, you know what? I'm not actually the person that I am. In truth, I'm just a good guy. And I've been faking it for what? The 2.5 hours leading up to this moment? Or I'm faking it now? It's total bullshit. If you're a piece of shit, then you're going to be a piece of shit until the end. Look at Moses. He's doing it right now.
The idea would be, because that character is actually more closely aligned to the Maverick character. This is where everything kind of goes off the rails for Top Gun, because in Top Gun 1, Maverick is the piece of shit.
Yeah.
Val Kilmer, who's not in that movie for a very long time.
No.
He's actually the guy that's like, dude, you are going to get us all killed.
Yeah.
if you
Dan,
don't
would
play
you
by the
describe
team."
him as a loose cannon, but the best damn pilot that movie had?
But here's the thing. He wasn't respected by Iceman in that movie. It's actually
Not
towards the
until toward
end.
the end,
yeah.
yeah.
In fact,
the
he
first
was so
one.
disrespected, it gave Iceman TMJ issues that he really had to work through.
I think that was just something they fit into the plot because Val Kilmer kind of has that anyway. Like his Batman was very tight-jawed and
And so there is no, because his only problem in Top Gun 1 is that, not Rooster, Goose dies.
Yes.
And it's by no fault of his own. They make it very clear that it's not his fault. So he has nothing to overcome because it's not his own problem.
Right.
Nothing about his character is flawed.
No.
And so in the second
Well, he's
one,
Tom Cruise.
Well, the second movie, I think, was brought about by the popularity of I guess it was like a YouTube and then eventually Netflix of the Cobra Kai.
Was it?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what they were trying to.
drawn that conclusion.
That's what they were trying to cash in on that. Like fucking LaRusso was kind of a dick that entire fucking movie, all that series that
I feel
he was
like they
in.
just
at
had
least.
no ideas. So they were just like, let's just keep remaking.
Well, I think that's just a perpetual problem we're stuck in right now. Everything has to be remade or added on
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
And like it worked for the Karate Kid Cobra. Like that
worked
show
for
is
Total
pretty
Recall.
fucking great.
We got the 3 tits out of it. Did we? I don't even know.
What Total Recall was there?
yeah.
I didn't. I only watched half of it. 'Cause
Yeah.
No, we
That was-
did very briefly.
Did we get a 3-tit in that?
Yeah, but I don't think the tits were shown. It was like a throwaway scene,
Let's
like
clear
literally
up.
a second and a half.
Yeah.
Just like
And
a nod,
Top
like
Gun
a bat,
Maverick
like
had,
an Easter egg.
I mean, I didn't see really any like tits just straight up, much less three of them.
I
in
didn't
one
see any
person.
volleyball either. They just made it fucking football because I guess
Absolutely.
Americans like football.
We keep bringing that up. The volleyball scene is completely random. If you had edited it out from the movie entirely,
I feel like
you would
that
have
made
not,
the movie.
You would have not. You,
Yeah,
you
that
wouldn't-
kinda
you
made the
don't
movie,
have
Dan.
the movie. I
I don't think you can make Top Gun without a volleyball scene.
I get that you've got your fucking notes over there and everything, and I presume that's what you do for your boot camp over there in fucking Michigan or whatever the fuck state it is. And they train you, and it's all about making. It's all about making points.
You're
about
over
how
here
Top
wearing
Gun
your Gadsden
is a
T-shirt
salvageable
like
film.
America's fucking nothing and great, but I don't know.
It's nothing but
Like,
fucking. Oh, that's all that he did up there. It's fucking Gadsden flags.
That's
fucking-
all it was,
And notes
yeah.
about Top Gun. That's what the Navy does.
Well, I will mention that when I went to boot camp, our RDCs, if you don't know what an RDC is
I
out
have
there,
no idea.
it's Recruit Division Commander, the Navy equivalent to a drill sergeant, walks in and just says, all right, who's here because of Top Gun?
Of course, exactly. So I was right then. It was fucking Ed Harris, wasn't it?
I was gonna
You
say I don't know
fucking
anything
son of
about
a
that,
bitch.
but I know what an RKO is.
And so it was only me and
out of nowhere.
It was only myself and the black guys who didn't raise our hands. And I'm like, and I was looking around and like, you guys are idiots.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Because
The whole reason that we're here is Top Gun.
you can't fly a fighter if you are enlisted.
Yeah, right.
You have to be an officer.
I'm gonna bring up a good point in this, and Iron Eagle. Yeah, you could.
Oh,
you could,
wow.
all right, let's-
You could. You
No
could
one
fly
knows
anything.
what the fuck that is.
Let's get through this first.
I miss you, Chappie.
Let's drunkenly
Chappie!
stumble our way through this one.
Chappie.
I vote to veto and move on.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, what else we got here?
Motion carried.
Yeah.
Note number 2.
Dan needs a gavel.
Note 2.
Tom Cruise is a better actor now than he is in 1986.
That's true.
Yeah, fair.
I agree with that.
Fair. I agree with that.
I could go half and half on that.
Because in the 1986 movie, a lot of what he's supposed to be like boyish good looks
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
his smile are just creepy.
Yes.
And also don't
Are
match
you
the
talking
scenes.
about Cocktail or are you talking about?
I'm talking about Top Gun.
Oh, Top Gun.
In Cocktail, he
great
wasn't even the
movie. Great
creepiest
movie.
one.
Love that one.
If I remember correctly, and I think I am right in this, Top Gun was after he got his new smile.
Oh, is that?
Oh,
He
where
used to have horrendous teeth. If
where
you
his
watch
teeth
like,
aren't aligned now.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
they're like perfect.
Yeah.
But they're
not
not
aligned.
quite perfect.
Well, that's weird.
It's weird
I didn't
because
know that.
the center of his teeth, like where everybody has like the two front teeth, they're just a little askew.
A little off.
Yeah, they're
Weird.
just,
I didn't know
just
this.
moved
And
over a little
his-
bit, and it looks weird.
in
If
his
you've
first
ever seen a
couple of
face.
movies before he was in any way, name in any way, he had horrendous teeth.
I never noticed.
Yeah,
this.
yeah. But then he got like the typical, as we know today, the Tom Cruise smile. But in that Top Gun, the original Top Gun, he's like not
Scientology
used
bought
to it yet, and it's very odd.
That's weird.
And there's a cringy scene where he sings.
Oh yeah.
Kelly
Oh
McGillis. And that's
god.
Oh, right.
Yeah. You know what? I wish we didn't bring that up. 'Cause
Yeah.
It actually hurts my soul.
Well, on that, like, Kelly McGinnis was in the new one, right?
No.
She wasn't?
No. It was actually
You were just drunk, dude.
That actually
Oh, I didn't really watch it.
that actually, it's not really a major point of mine, but there's a level of attention to detail in Top Gun Maverick where the Admiral's daughter that they mentioned throughout Top Gun 1
Yeah.
is that character, that Penny character.
Right.
So they used that, even though it was a character without a name. Oh, actually, yeah, without a name and her face.
Yeah.
And then they accentuated that in the second one, which is actually, if you're going to make a sequel and you're going to do that stuff, that's actually a pretty good idea.
God damn it. I mean, yes, but it's so poorly executed.
Yeah, but they also
Nothing but trash.
I'm not arguing that this is the greatest war movie ever made.
It sounds
I'm not-
like you are, Dan.
I
will go over there to your recording booth and we will fight to the
I
death.
am making a point that it's better than Top Gun 1.
I don't know. I think it's.
All right. And
I don't even know who the enemy is
I
in
want to
this
throw
one.
these all together because I don't want to spend 2 hours trying to do
I've
this.
got nothing.
You've
but
opened
time.
up this Pandora's box. You have to close it.
I am closing it right now.
He's trying to close
I don't
it.
think you can.
No, I've
I don't
got
think
my
you
foot
can.
in the door
Yeah,
now.
I've read enough books. No, you can't close that.
It is a more accurate representation of what it's like to be in the Navy and also to go through Top Gun training. Because in Top Gun 1, there's a fictional trophy that was never used in Top Gun, and it was mostly about competing with each other when Top Gun is actually supposed to be training these pilots to work as a team. And Top Gun 2 does that. Top Gun 1 does the antithesis of that. So if you're going to have any sort of training, you would never train fighter pilots the way that Top Gun 1 would do that.
Well, you're spoken like a true communist, Dan, and I would expect that from you.
Also-
because the original film is all about competition, and that's what we need out of our Navy pilots.
That is.
We need them to hate each other. We need them to be rising to the top.
Yeah, because
we need
it's all
them
a
to
video-
fight and to kill and to not care.
It's all a
if
video
your
game
co-pilot
now.
dies, because this is all about the mission, and the mission is winning a game of volleyball.
Also, the second part of that, it's more accurate representation of what it's like to be in the Navy. Because in the Navy, in that one part where Iceman dies, and so immediately, like he's
never died in my heart.
He's got like all the buffer is gone, and
Right,
John
so
Hamm
I can
immediately
agree with
takes
that.
over the training. That's exactly how the Navy would do it. We're going to immediately make this training ritual dumber.
Right.
We're going to micromanage it all the way
Yep.
down. And it's actually very well done by John Hamm because he captures that micromanaging, like whether it's a chief, if you were enlisted, or if you're just a
He
senior officer.
definitely resonates middle management,
Yeah.
kind of like micromanaging.
It's in his last name, Ham. Like, come on.
As the
All right.
As the
I'll roll with
personification-
that, whatever it means.
as the personification of Big Navy,
Yeah.
he does that well.
Okay.
Because the Navy would do that. If
Yeah.
they're like, all right, well, these guys aren't getting it, and we just needed to get it done, even though it's going to fail miserably, we'll just do it that way.
Yeah.
Because there's no problem, because we're Navy, and we know everything, and why would you ever question us? We'll just do it. Just do
I'm
it.
gonna put this out there. Instead of John Hamm, it should have been Patrick Warburton.
What does that mean?
Really? Okay.
They both have the same
Where
jaw.
am I right now?
I'm just trying to support the nation right
They have the same jaw. They could have done the same thing.
now. Let's go, America!
Why wouldn't you want Joe instead of fucking John Hamm?
I mean, there's just silence. There's just silence.
Well, it's because it's not a
I had
live
a
show.
mouthful of beer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you were right.
I'm only going to make a few of these points. I don't want to go through the whole list.
Oh, okay.
Well, too late.
Despite the movie being a half hour longer, I feel the story is tighter. The whole movie is tighter and it feels more focused. Top Gun 1 is all over the place, again, with volleyball, with the whole love thing with what's-her-face.
I'm
Yeah,
glad that
what's
the
her face?
sequel didn't have volleyball or the love thing.
They actually
I could have done without the love thing. The volleyball thing I needed.
The difference between the volleyball and the football scene that we've mentioned so many times is that they are crucial to both movies.
Like, who even has jean shorts anymore? Where do you get them? Are they making
Yeah.
them themselves? Do they like hand those out?
I have
when you,
looked
when you
for jean
fucking
shorts.
arrive at training in the Navy, it's just like here's your fucking like officer issued fucking jean shorts.
This was
what
gonna-
is happening there? Who is defending this country, Dan?
This was going to be the summer of jean shorts, but I don't know where to get them.
Dan, do you still
have to
have your
sign up for
jean
the
shorts? Your government-issued jean shorts?
I was never given jean shorts.
You can tell that he's lying.
Despite
Yeah, like
despite the absolute
You're not selling it.
Despite the avalanche of uniforms they did give me when I was in the Navy, jean shorts was not a part of the equation.
That's because you
Oh, then
were
why
an
do I even-
officer, Dan. You have to earn those.
why do I
I
even pay
suspect
taxes?
he's wearing them under his pants right now.
Absolutely, as he bought them illegally on the eBays and such like that.
I don't get why I pay taxes if the Navy isn't going to wear jean shorts. Like, what the fuck is the point?
Yeah.
Top Gun Maverick, as a movie, everything kind of flows into each other. Even the football scene that we keep mentioning with the volleyball scene you could have edited out, never would have known it was actually supposed to be there. If you did they actually,
Yeah, it's a team building exercise, Dan.
it was not a team building.
Yeah, it's like you were never even in the Navy.
Yeah, it's like,
Damn it.
What?
Can someone pull rank here?
I can't.
Listen, I'm gonna, because while I have no idea what the Navy is about or what they do,
They play volleyball.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, all right, I guess I'll pay taxes.
Yeah.
Because at least
'Cause they
they'll
need
get volleyball.
volleyballs, yeah.
Yeah. And all the ass.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ass in that.
There is. Yeah, I was going to make a Wilson joke, actually.
Like, do
damn
you even know how to play volleyball, Dan?
At least in Top Gun Maverick,
No, that's a no. That's a hard no.
they said it was a team building exercise.
Right,
in
right,
Top Gun
right,
1 with the volleyball scene, it legitimately, the only thing I can practically give it, like if I were to straw man the scene,
Right.
is that Tom Cruise needed an excuse to have to take a shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Yeah.
That's fair. And we could have
well,
done without the shower.
Well, you get
With
dirty.
the
You
volleyball.
get dirty after you fuck a
When
dead
you play
fish.
a
Oh, absolutely.
When you play a 2-on-2 volleyball game, you got to be in. You know, it's like a 2-on-2 basketball game. You got to know each other.
Yeah.
You got to know what each
Mix that
other's
sweat,
doing.
as it were.
Yeah, mix
It's
the
disgusting.
sweat.
Yeah, gross. What I will say What I will say I did enjoy, in particular, that makes it different from the original, is that in this particular Tom Cruise movie, they did not put forth an absurd effort to make him look taller than he actually is. There were several scenes where it was noticeable that he was his actual height. Nothing wrong with that. And I don't know if he's tall enough to
Is there a height requirement to enlist in
you have to reach
Navy?
the pedals. You have to be able to reach the pedals.
Yeah, but
otherwise, how do you break the plane?
They got blocks.
I like how I get asked a question.
I don't know this, so like I know there's like some sorts of regulation of height to do.
So Tom Cruise is 5'7",
I believe,
and that's
yeah.
actually
Is he really?
Yes.
Is
He
he
looks
that
so
tall?
short.
And so that's
thought I was
actually the
taller.
ideal height to be a pilot because you can't be too tall.
No,
because then you
there
won't
are
fit.
requirements
fit,
like
yeah.
being above height.
Yeah.
That's
And-
why Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was never a pilot.
That's
I
part of
think-
it, yeah.
I'm sure you could add that to a
That's-
long list of.
That's part of
That's
it.
the top.
He just banged
top
too many
reason.
women too.
I don't
He
know.
was too good.
I don't know if you're confusing him for David Robinson.
I'm confusing everybody for everybody right now.
One was a better center than the other.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
Let's not get on this basketball spiel because David Robinson, he was all right, but he was no Kareem.
He was the one that was in the Navy.
I don't care. I don't care. You could call him Admiral all goddamn day. It doesn't make him a good center.
He's no Ed Harris.
All right, last point I'll make on this subject, and we'll
Please.
move on.
Please.
Black.
Top
Of course
Gun-
not Ed Harris.
Shut up.
Top Gun 2 has more stakes because Top Gun 1 literally has no stakes. Because the entire time is the training, and then you're given a mission with in the last
It was-
20 minutes.
Yeah.
I was going to make a point of this of the first movie. It's quite disjointed.
Yes.
It's kind of like they took like a bunch of chapters and then like dropped them on the ground.
Yeah.
And then like, oh shit. And they got it like 80% right when trying to put it back together, but like it just seems so like something. It just doesn't make sense.
Yes.
There's no decent flow.
That's
to it.
the 80s.
there's
So
not-
that would like you got to also take into account of when each of these movies were made.
Some of these, I'm not buying that excuse because, in 1980 they made Platoon,
Yeah.
and that was a well-structured story.
My sentiment about, and I think this is what you guys are missing, is that the football scene that was thrown in to the sequel, that was thrown in there. It was thrown in. Damn,
Where the volleyball scene was needed.
No. That's not
was
the point,
needed.
though. You guys are missing the point of the volleyball scene. The football scene was thrown in there as a callback. Just like, you loved the volleyball scene, this, that, the other, jean shorts, you were in the Navy. It's appealing to you, obviously, Dan. That's fine. That's all well and good. But
You're
what you
affectionate
missed,
jean
the
shorts.
disjointed nature of the first film, it was all about that volleyball scene. Because that scene wasn't about team building between these pilots. It was team building between the pilots and the audience. We were supposed to be there to support them throughout this very confusing film that didn't really go anywhere. And we wanted to be there in the jean shorts.
I think-
But we were never through naval training. We didn't do that. We didn't get the jean shorts just handed to us, Dan. And that's why you like the second one more. Because
Oh,
you
I
did.
got a question.
Yes.
When you join the Navy, is that part of it? Like
Yeah, they issue
volleyball?
you jean shorts. Yeah.
Well, of course they will issue you jeans.
You've already
Not Dan,
established
though.
that.
He
Got
wasn't an
that,
officer.
but well, he's
Yeah.
he's not a.
Dan
volleyball-
came from
he's
the
not a
lower ranks like
volleyball
ourselves,
player, but,
yeah.
like he's like
we can't all be Kareem.
Well, he's not a CYI guy, a CYO guy.
All right, I think I already said my last point, but I would actually like to make the point.
Yes, please.
Top Gun Maverick has more. At stake because
Yeah.
they literally are training to do a specific mission.
Yep.
They made it, pretty much as
Tactical,
difficult
yeah.
for a Top Gun pilot to do.
Just like
And
Iron
then
Eagle.
There's actually a conclusion to that. There is no mission like that in Top Gun because it's all, as you said, it's
Yeah.
disjointed. It just goes from.
You're
this
just thrown
particular
right
thing.
into it.
The mission in the first movie, the original Top Gun, was to be the best. That's what the
And what
Navy
mission
does.
could they have in the original one when we were still fighting a Cold War?
I don't even know what that means.
It's actually pretty. I did not appreciate how. When I first watched the first Top Gun,
Yeah.
I did not appreciate how it was just like a nameless enemy. I actually appreciate how confusing they made it because the only at the for the both movies did
To
this.
sell this movie in multiple markets.
Both fighters could only have been used by Russia,
Right. Yeah.
but the distinct markings on their helmets were North Korea.
Right. Yeah. Well.
And so they changed it so much because I remember I was watching this film with my dad. He was ex-army, so he wouldn't know too much about this, but it's enough military where you can have a back and forth about
Yeah.
it. And I was thinking the entire time, it's like 5th generation fighter. Who would have that? I'm like, it's either China or Russia.
Yeah.
Or both.
Yeah.
And then I looked into it. It's like, okay, only Russia.
Yeah.
I would have figured China would have had a 5th generation fighter by
They
now.
have they
think that,
kind of
but-
do. I think it's called like the J-26
Yes,
or something.
correct.
Yeah.
But it's
It's up to you, Irish.
We were the only
Americans, to
ones
start
with an
cranking out
unlimited
more
budget.
babies.
So.
yeah, but like in order to actually make those movies timeless, by not having a set villain,
You got to make it nondescript
Well, that's
enough
just
to-
it. Yeah. Because like with this remake, it was Iran. That felt
That
like
was the
legit.
closest thing they could do to get away with like the behind the scene, like the filmmaking aspect, because they got to sell this movie in multiple markets. And
Not Iran though.
well, no, not Iran.
Probably
Not
not
Iran.
getting sold
Not
there.
Iran.
It's
'cause,
still, it's still very clearly Russia because at the end they're going through all the mountains and the snowfields and all that stuff.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, Iran
still-
has territories like that, and also you
Yeah.
wouldn't be attacking a fucking oil enrichment. God damn it! I've only had
on.
like 2 whiskeys,
Go on.
3 whiskeys.
no, you had a long ride.
It was a long ride today.
You know what, Claude? I get it. It sucks. But, like, you are getting across a point. And I
Yeah.
do understand that.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll with that. That's all I got. That's all I got.
All right, so after I made all those points, despite the fact that you were just making it, so I kind of already know where you two contrarians are going. Justin,
I enjoyed it.
You were on the fence.
Yes, yeah.
So did I sue you, or was there talk of volleyball and football scenes?
100%.
Cat City always wins.
Honestly, that's my big
Charlie, shut up. Like, I always have a lot of love for the original movie, but, like, I did really enjoy Maverick. I thought it was a good movie, and I'll put it a point ahead. I will put it a point ahead.
Score one for me.
Get the fuck out of here.
That
Goddamn
bar,
veterans with your bullshit.
that bar is so
I
low.
take back my thank yous for your service.
Give him his moment.
This isn't it.
This is what his training
isn't
was
his
all
moment.
about.
He's got better ones.
Well, gentlemen, let's switch because obviously we all got very heated about volleyball and
I'm
beach
so
ball
passionate.
Now we're playing a game of
and
volleyball,
beach
right?
Football. So, talking about a couple of patriotic movies, Top Gun and Top Gun 2. We're celebrating the 4th of July. What is your go-to movie for the 4th of July?
Ooh, interesting.
Independence Day.
I was
Welcome
kinda,
to Earth.
I was kind of pulled towards Independence Day. That probably would have been my answer.
I would have go Mars Attacks.
Nice. I like that.
I mean, I love
That's a
that
great
movie,
answer.
It's
but
a great movie.
I don't know if I
And it's-
necessarily
Yeah.
stacked it up for Independence Day.
That's an Independence Day of sorts.
Wasn't
it's-
that Barry Manilow?
Everybody.
Everybody was in
everyone
it.
Well,
was in
everybody,
that.
I know
Yeah.
that, but yeah, I'm gonna,
Matthew Broderick.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson was the
Nicholson.
president. Yeah,
And
I enjoy that film.
if we were ever going to have a fictitious president, like not that we don't have them now, but
I feel like that's all that we have now.
but isn't Jack Nicholson the one you would go to? Like it would be either him or fucking.
Was Jack Nicholson the president in that movie? I can't remember.
absolutely.
It would be either him
There's
or
a
Al
whole scene
Pacino.
where like the arm comes off and stabs him through the
Right,
heart.
yeah, oh,
or
that's
something.
right,
It would be either him or Al Pacino that I would want
Could
as.
you imagine? I feel like Al Pacino playing the president would just be him playing Satan.
Yeah, it's just Keanu Reeves. What the hell?
Devil's Advocate.
Devil's
I just
Advocate,
said it.
yeah.
I just said it.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking more of him being president, being the character that he was in Scent of a Woman.
Oh,
wow.
I was also thinking Serpico.
Hoo-ha.
Yeah.
Charlie, you preppy little prippy. I'm the president.
Chris O'Donnell is his VP.
Chris O'Donnell didn't belong in that movie. Oh, he was so outclassed in that
God.
movie.
All right, so
I like those answers.
I will give my recommendation.
Please.
Well, if you've got the time, this is a mini series, so it really doesn't count. But if you can watch the John Adams mini series,
Yeah,
this
that's
is
good.
Very good.
That's good.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of more in tune to what the day is actually about.
Yes, yeah.
And then going with another significant 4th of July in the history of this country, Gettysburg.
Gettysburg.
I thought you were going Oliver Stone with that.
That movie is so
Born on the 4th of July?
But if you watch per day, so if you watch the July 1st portion of Gettysburg on July 1st, it's all very manageable. It's about an hour and a half.
What about
hour and a half.
Born on the 4th of July?
What about
starring-
Born? Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Oliver Stone's got a point. I don't know what it is, but he's got a point.
No, he doesn't even know what the point is.
That's fair, but it's still, he's got a point.
All right, gentlemen, let's move on to another favorite
Please.
4th of July tradition.
Yep.
It's obviously a barbecue type of day. We already mentioned it, I guess, at the top of the show. But
Little bit.
what is your favorite thing to eat at a 4th of July barbecue?
Oh, I've already
Fireworks.
made this clear that it's
Fireworks.
It's the pork belly that Justin makes. I didn't even realize America until I ate those. And I've lived here for
I
much
did
of my
not
life.
recognize this country until pork belly.
Until I had the freedom to eat as much pork belly as I could fit in my fucking
As
belly.
the person that makes said pork belly,
Fucking.
I am proud of it. I do a
Brilliant.
good job, but it is
should
funny
do a great job, yeah.
to observe Moses eat 5 pounds of pork
It's
belly.
shocking. It's shocking.
It's so goddamn good.
Like a ravenous animal. Like you know that he just ate 2 pounds of Chinese food before he arrived, and
do.
yet still he eats it, and like he only looks up from like the tray. I can't even call it a plate,
No.
but a tray,
No.
like a 12 by 18
Yep.
fucking aluminum foil tray.
I'm not
going
to waste the fine china.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat
And
this
he just
because
like
it's
he
not
just like
touching
looks
it.
up like the way that a raccoon does when they're eating in the night and like their eyes reflect a little bit, like just to see that you're there, and you look back at the raccoon and you're like, listen, I don't want any trouble, but you need to get out of my garbage can.
Yeah.
And he just like ducks back down into it, and you hear the rustling around in
What
there.
you're seeing
and
there,
then he's
Pete.
gone.
Pete,
And
what
it's-
you're seeing there is patriotism.
Yes, if you want your
That is a
macros
love
to literally be
of America.
50% protein and 50% fat.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I am on any given day. Like, yeah, I drink, but I don't drink nearly as much as I eat. And
That
man,
is fair.
I eat a lot.
Which is shocking. I don't
'Cause
know
I-
where. I mean, I kind of know where it goes. 'Cause I am
It's
looking
getting
at you.
there,
Yeah,
but-
yeah, you're cultivating mass for sure.
I am cultivating that.
And listen, like I'll give this to you. Like, everybody out there, this is real easy.
Oh, so good.
You
It's
go
not that
buy
easy.
a pork belly.
Not that easy.
It can be skin on or skin off. Doesn't matter. It's so fucking cheap. For like 7 pounds, it's like $22. It's nothing.
Is this a secret recipe, or
No, it's
will you
not.
will you hand it out to the
Yeah,
This
I'll
is
give
from
it to
gas
the
company
people.
that's
This is
listening?
from Grandpappy Justin.
Yeah, Grandpappy Justin
Tell us
here.
how it used to be.
You gotta go cut the belly off a hog, and then you take it and you lay it flat.
Does the hog have to be alive while I'm doing this?
I am
Your
engaged.
choice.
All right, fair enough.
I am
Yeah.
engaged.
Okay. I'm eyeing up Moses right now. He's the closest thing we have to a hog. He's New Jersey.
He is
so-
the most pork belly out of any of us.
I am
Absolutely.
naturally
Yeah.
greased up, so good luck catching me.
You know what? He's turning me off from it.
Oh, no, it got a little weird for a second there. But
You got
yeah,
a pretty mouth.
take that pork belly, season it up, and just like if you have access to a smoker, smoke it at like 200 to 225 for like 3 hours, and then just cover it, throw it, like chop it up, cover it in a tray, throw some sauce on it, and let it the sugars in the sauce caramelize on it for an hour, and there you go. The best goddamn bite of meat you'll
It
have.
is pure dick.
That is the most beautiful
and that's
thing I've
how
ever
we do
heard.
it in Nashville, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
All right, Clarice. What is your favorite thing to eat on the 4th of July?
I do stand by the fireworks answer, because I don't eat on the 4th of July typically. I drink
Yeah.
to incredible access.
So it's just
and then
another
I
day.
light a very long fuse because I've learned not to be that close to the fireworks. With
Have you?
Yeah, I did a little bit.
I mean,
yeah.
Chuck, really?
Yeah. Because I do have the cigarette in my mouth
Yep.
typically. I do have a drink in my hand. A lot of flammable things just floating around since I drank my liquor straight. And so, yeah, there's no consumption of food, though the pork belly is goddamn decadent.
Yeah, but you save that for when you're feeling accomplished for the end of the evening.
If I'm like out of line and somebody's like, "Listen, you should really eat something," usually I let them say that several times
Yes,
before it
yes.
really sinks in. Where it's like, "Oh, you're giving me like a recommendation because you observed it and you're not just trying to be nice." And then maybe I'll have like a hot dog or something along those
Yeah.
lines because I mean that's American. That's like that's the apple pie of barbecue.
Well, also, like, I always, like, and I'm not, like, a real big, but, like, for a barbecue, like, you got a bunch of friends and family over, whatever the case, I like, that shitty burger and shitty hot dog off the grill, and I appreciate it a lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's like the perfect time to enjoy it, where
Yeah.
you're really banged up.
Oh, 100%. Because it's like, in your mind, it's golden
It's
at
like
that moment.
necessary
Yeah.
food at that point. You're actually like eating the way that people are supposed to eat, as opposed to just out of boredom, which is
Yeah.
the thing that I do. And I know you do, Moses.
I wish I had food right now because you're boring me.
Yeah. But no, I enjoy that bullshit food because you're just wasted
Right.
and you just want salt.
You're not thinking about it, you just...
Yeah.
You fucking
You need
throwing it
salt
down.
and
You
bread.
need something to soak up all this alcohol you already drink, so you could drink more alcohol.
Yeah, that's pretty much
That's
the name of the game.
and that's
right
why,
there, yeah.
like, because the burgers, they're probably fine, like if they were cooked right.
Oh,
but,
they're
like,
always overcooked.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
gonna happen because everybody's drunk and.
Yeah.
But, like,
you don't even mind in those moments.
But
You're
like,
able to truly enjoy the
if
food.
if you were to like just because without the bread, I could eat a bunch more burgers. But the bread,
The bread
I
is-
need the
yeah.
bread to soak up the
Yeah,
alcohol because the
exactly.
meat ain't really soaking it
I'm
up.
talking about brioche rolls, if I'm saying it right.
Brioche, yeah, the brioche.
That's
the
the
brioche
game
bun is
changer right
it is the
there.
game changer.
It really
changer of any fucking
Exactly,
cooked
yeah.
burger or
That's how
even
you do it.
sandwich. Really, like
Yeah.
you get some pastrami on a fucking brioche
what I'm
bun.
saying, yeah.
Oh,
That's the
goddamn.
move.
That's some
That's the
fucking
move.
onion, fried onion.
Bring it
Yeah.
back to America.
Jews created America, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stick with the pastrami because
Jesus
it's fucking
was
delicious.
a Jew when he did found
Jesus-
this country.
yeah,
so these are technically
That's where
true
they
things.
found his hat, right?
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
proud to be
Buried
an
in Utah.
American.
One of the things that I've actually been playing around with is pretzel buns on my ham with my.
Oh, the
Buns
waffle
are
bun.
okay.
Wow.
Like there's a time and a place for them. They're better with a pulled pork than they are with a burger, I find. But because it gives like it
I
soaks
find like he's so fucking fancy. yeah,
I eat a
I'm
lot.
stuffing bullshit food in my gullet out of a garbage can.
I fancy myself a foodie of sorts.
You are, yeah.
And
that's true.
like you
Of
saw,
sorts.
I showed him my Pinterest the other day.
Your Pinterest is, first of all, yes, I also.
It's very organized and it's not very.
I can't
and
wait to
it's-
hear about this.
And it's
Pinterest.
not
I
like
can only
and
imagine.
you
It
know
is-
me. I'm not very
me
organized, but my Pinterest super fucking organized.
So my Pinterest is made up of like, for the most part, I've got like it's things that I take an interest in.
Yeah.
So I got a little bit of history there.
Yep.
I've got quotes from like writers and such like that I like. These are categories or whatever the fucking boards. Whatever.
yeah, you
yeah.
can come out here.
I have these things. What else do I have on there? Just random like gifts that I want to get for my lady Nick or for on rare occasion
whoever,
for you guys.
yeah.
And then Moses showed me his, and it was there was
can't
none of
imagine.
these things.
I
There was
cannot imagine.
nothing. There was nothing intellectual. There was
predominantly
no
food.
gifts for his wife or for us. It was just different foods he wants to eat, and they were well organized. There was all the different dishes, and then there was just one for cheese.
Oh.
just straight up, there was just a
Cheese deserves
It
its
was
own.
a cheese board.
There was also an alcohol board.
There was an alcohol board, yeah. And don't get me wrong, like I'm not
There
saying
al-
this
there was
like it's a
also
bad thing. It was concerning, I think is the word.
There were also some other things because I had like my D&D things and my comic book shit, but they weren't used.
I didn't even see those.
They were. They
were
were
there like recipes from Marvel movies?
No, they were just
Like things that
just like storylines that I want to go back and look at and reread or just read for the first time. But they're way down there because I'm always looking for a new recipe.
Yeah,
and-
it was extensive. And
Oh,
honestly,
it's
it
very
made me look at
extensive.
my Pinterest and I was like, mine is actually made up of real things, and yet it's not. It doesn't have this level of organization at all. In any
And I'm
way,
not
shape,
an organized
No,
person.
you're not. This is
but-
where you've been putting the energy. I hope
That's
that
where
Nancy
all-
doesn't hear this. She's going to be very disappointed.
No, because me and Nancy both. Well, mine's a little bit better than Nancy's Pinterest as far as the food recipes and whatnot go.
Now,
But
Clark, you brought up an excellent, point here. That's his name. So when you have all these recipes, do you got to read about every one of those
No, I
posters,
skip
soccer kids,
some
and
of them.
like how they like orange slices?
How else would you know if you liked it?
Some of them have that, but like it depends on like the recipe you pin, because some of them will be like they'll have like the option just jump to recipe,
Right.
and it's like I could skip all that nonsense. Otherwise, I have to scroll through that.
Since I started cooking this stroganoff, my husband doesn't beat me anymore.
Oh my God, that's the only reason that I make beef stroganoff.
Well,
so
it
tired of the
helps when
abuse.
you don't burn the roast. And it's hard to burn a roast. Yeah, you can overcook it, but you ain't burning it. That's the beauty
Well,
of
that's
a
why
crock
you never
pot.
knock her out. You use a sack of sweet Valencia oranges.
Yeah, but I need those Valencia
still
oranges for the
conscious.
recipe.
I mean,
Sorry,
that's-
I'm making a
You
duck color
soften 'em
orange.
up, though.
I need fucking oranges.
He is diabetic.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Dan's looking at us with disdain. So please.
Yeah, because blood orange something or other.
We're talking about recipes.
It sounds like we're talking about beating women, so we're going to move on.
We were.
Well, that'll teach you
So
to
I'll have a
step
good
out.
laugh about that.
So, 4th of July, as you guys giggle.
Yeah.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
God, I never burnt a roast. That's why I don't got any black eyes.
Because I fucking beat you with oranges.
Yeah,
All right, what about 4th of July? Patriotism.
Dan, bring us back, please.
Dan, I need an orange slice now.
July 4th. Yeah. Fireworks.
Yeah.
What's our go-to? Do we have a go-to in terms of fireworks? Do we have a go-to display?
I mean, how do you mean? Like in terms of, I have so much
I feel
to
like
say
you
about
should
this,
cue
yeah.
Joe Dirt right now. It was like, oh, yeah.
Oh, he doesn't like Van Hagar, so
we
fuck
don't, we
him.
don't like, we got your Husker do's, we got your Husker don'ts.
I'm insulted that you would even bring this up.
Yep.
That is deplorable.
that's some
You
of David
are one of
Spade's
these
best work.
deplorables I've heard about.
Well, we are sitting on a tinderbox right
We
now.
are. There's a lot of fireworks.
Oh,
in
you're
here.
right. I need another cigarette.
So you know what? I might as well have
Yeah.
a Let's all
Let's
smoke
all have a
cigarettes.
cigarette. And remember, the 5th of November.
Absolutely. There's a gunpowder treason of some sort. Yeah.
Something like that.
Gunpowder, treason, and plot.
It was French.
Why
Who
is
cares?
1812 not playing right now?
We don't have the rights.
So I got a wholesale account for fireworks using the podcast company name essentially. Oh, and so I rolled up there, and at first when they gave me the bill for $1,000 because I figured it was going to be about $3.
Yeah.
and it was only $1,000. So my response to that was essentially, oh, maybe I didn't order enough. I was very confused. So I tried to like get more in that moment. It was a little, she was busy, so I was like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. No big deal. So I pay the bill, and she goes, go up to the loading dock. And she goes, and I was like, all right, where is that? Mm-hmm. So I've never been to the spot before out in PA. And she goes, oh, you'll know where it is. Your stuff is out there. And it did cross my mind, like that was a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
But
Did you order all this online?
No. I ordered it over the phone.
Okay.
It's like a wholesale order, so it's like a
Yeah,
form that I'd fill out and bullshit. And so like she said that, and it did cross my mind that was a strange way to word that. But I'm so like aloof that I was just like, whatever. People say things weird. No big deal. So I roll out to the loading bay, and I'm like, well, that's a pallet of fireworks, but that can't be mine. And sure enough, that was indeed the case. I waited for. She was like, I'll meet you out there, and I'm just standing next to this pallet, like leaning on it. And she goes, sorry for the wait. And she begins to wheel it over to my truck. And I'm just like, oh, shit. Like, I don't even know if I can fit all of this. And then I started thinking, like, oh, maybe it's just like padding in here because it's highly explosive. I've never seen so many like orange triangles in my life. And then I'm just like, oh, no, there's no packs. I open up a box and I'm like, there's just no padding. It's just like, this is all explosive. And so favorite fireworks display, I guess, would be a lot. Just an abundance of them. We've got a shit ton of 3-inch mortars here, which is like the biggest that you can get before you have to start building your own rack where you actually launch them from the tubes.
But you have built your own rack.
So I've started to build a proper rack. I do not have one, and I'm glad that I did not enter into that venture this time. That's going to be next year. But yeah, we are sitting on it's about 600 pounds of explosives.
It looks like a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah,
looking
it weighed
at
down the
this
back of the
there.
truck. I'll tell you that. Yeah.
That's a.
All I could think about the whole way back from PA, because the roads fucking suck out there, was like, if somebody drives into me and this is the end of my life, I will be in the news. Like, that's a thing. That fucking 600 pounds of explosives went off on the highway today.
I will say this, and, I have to give you a lot of credit, Cindy. You are our premier fireworks expert. You do the best shows around for both 4th of July and Hanukkah.
Damn near
We
professional.
appreciate it.
The 2 times that you need fireworks.
Yeah, we appreciate everything you do. Thanks for coming into work today.
This is why we all hid in an attic for months on end.
This is what it was all about. Yeah.
It was to hide.
The freedom to light off fireworks. Yeah.
It was
Freedom to be bleary-eyed drunk and haphazardly lighting.
It was the dawning of America.
No.
That whole Anne Frank story.
The invitation this year, I specifically put on there, please don't blow your hands off, because like I have gotten better about this, but the amount of times that I've seen our dear friends Colin and Face, just like where there's
Colin's
like,
reckless.
yeah, oh my God, where there's like a 1/4 inch of fuse, and you're just like standing there like wasted, and you can't hold either of the objects still in your 2 fucking hands. and it's
this just in.
it just seems like death.
This just in.
Whew.
Yeah.
Oh,
God,
that is-
we've got a foreshadowing of the
Yeah,
next.
it's just a thumbs up.
Kimberly here with X-rays of
It's,
people's hands.
It's
after
essentially
they've
an
made
X-ray of a thumbs up because all the other fingers are blown off.
Yeah. I'm
Like,
sure it
you
is.
can't do
The job is
anything
made easier
other,
for
yeah.
you going forward, I guess.
Oh, it's hard to hold a lighter with.
I do like a 4-inch fuse, and then we're all bored for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, I begin to forget that fireworks were lit and wander away. And then the neighborhood is just like fucking Baghdad and
Oh, yeah,
2012.
Listen,
It's lit ablaze.
I gave you your props. Now, Cynthia, really, like, you do kind of like set your fuses a little too long to the point where, like,
do.
you just start to think it's a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Am I going to go look down that barrel? And then it goes off.
And then it goes off when you least expect. The last time that we did this, I remember, it was last year.
Yeah.
I was like waiting for it, and I was inching closer and closer, and I ended up being like cornered near my own shed because the debris
you were
raining
stuck
down.
over there.
Oh my God, it was deafening. It was, I mean, it really was like, it's just like you're just like chilling out at night, and then all of a sudden, like the cops toss a flashbang into your living room, and you're just
to get your
dazed.
attention.
Yeah.
No, my kids aren't allowed at this anymore because there was I don't know if it was the last time or the time before that fireworks got thrown into the fire.
Yeah.
yeah.
Which was it wasn't really made.
It wasn't ideal.
It wasn't ideal. It was a bit. It was
Just reminded me of childhood.
It was
Yeah.
no. That did. I am a sucker as well for reminiscing
Yeah.
or having that retrospective and trying to relive moments. But we're all old and can't run as fast as we could.
No, I mean, listen, kids today, they can't handle being hit in the face with a helicopter anymore. You know what I mean?
That's how it goes. Yeah, bunch of bitches. This year, I'm taping all of them together. I actually did a tiny amount of research for the first time ever. So I'm taping them all together so they're too heavy for anybody to carry over to the fire.
Yeah.
Somebody might
nail
cut
them down
apart. Yeah.
so nobody can.
I mean, if they're that ambitious, I don't know how to stop
I know of one or two people that come to these things that are because he'll just pick up the pallet and just throw it in.
them. Oh, that's true. Are
And-
we referring to my brother? Or?
No,
No,
the other guy,
Oh, I don't know. We're talking about Butch, maybe?
probably.
Probably.
Like he just throws pallets in.
I don't remember when he was over here last. But yeah, regardless.
Yeah,
somebody's
no,
going to get hit in the face eventually.
That fire,
That's a thing.
that fire was much too big for back here because you still have some overhanging trees.
Oh, yeah.
For whatever reason, I don't know why.
I like how
they
like
should have
I
been burnt
wander
off.
away from where these things
And
are
then the
happening, and
shit
nobody
show happens.
notices.
Yeah.
Well, not only does the shit show happen then, but it's
Well,
like
who's
that
gonna-
nobody really notices the cue.
Right.
That like there's a lot of explosives here, and I'm the only one who knows what's in these boxes.
Yep.
But a bunch of it is a part of the adventure.
That's true.
Well, it is always a little bit of it because, like, listen, fuses fail sometimes. Sometimes they burn real slow. Sometimes they burn real fast.
oh yeah.
And, you think it's done. Like, minutes have passed. And all of a sudden,
Yeah, boom.
Honestly, on 4th of July, I don't think there's ever been any real incident.
not a 4th
Not
of
yet.
July.
No, yeah, we'll still
Not
have
on
our
4th of
hands.
July. I know in other ones. I know I've been privy to maybe one or two of those
Yeah.
too.
You still got all your fingers though.
I heal very well for being a diabetic. I should have a giant scar right down my
you
arm.
should, yeah.
No.
It's weird.
Look at me.
It's like a Deadpool thing. I hate to
It's-
flatter you, but
Ugh.
yeah, it's terrible. All right, let's move past this now. I'm upset with myself now.
Hello, God. It's me, Margaret.
Yeah, if we could, can we not have you slice open your hand?
Yeah.
on the
I mean,
4th of
well, I
July?
don't do it at 4th of July. I save that for the.
You're the reason I have a first aid kit now. I never needed one of those. I just remember being woken up in the middle of the night, and I was like, all that I have
We
is
didn't
a
need one then
multitude
either.
of hydrogen peroxides. I remember.
I'm surprised it didn't burn.
I
as
had to
much.
take, like, one of your shirts out of stock to,
Yeah.
like, wrap
Yeah.
a wound.
That was a whole to-do.
It was a big.
I mean, like you got
it was
banned from the
pretty gaping.
hospital. This is like a
Well,
whole,
that
this
was-
is another podcast.
That's another.
We'll have
That's a
you know
story
what,
for
Dan?
another time.
Put this in the notes. We'll have a whole podcast about Moses' hospital adventures.
Yeah.
Which ones
oh,
he's banned
man.
from, which ones he's escaped from.
It's like all of them in the tri-state area.
Which one is both?
Thank God we know like 2 or 3 nurses. Yeah.
Well, I'm married
Kim,
to
you're
one
on your
now.
parents, right?
One.
That's why her gift for her graduation was a Moses specific.
I drank that orange juice just because I was feeling sluggish. I was like, I haven't had vitamin C in a while, and this isn't going to be good forever.
That's true. You
Yeah.
do have to replenish that
Yeah.
OJ.
Well, worry about that when it happens.
All right, gentlemen.
Yeah, it'll be in Japan.
Do you have any final thoughts or wishes for the 4th of July to the audience?
Yeah. Get together with those you hold dear, have a great time, get a little inebriated in whatever your means of preference, and just enjoy yourselves. Celebrate America.
Freedom. Freedom is my only wish, my only desire. And here in Nashville, New Jersey, that's how we do it.
Yep.
Freedom every day, every time.
Hear, hear.
Moses.
I am hoping to see one of our greatest fans, Ryan Melia, that Sasquatch-looking motherfucker, because I have kind of seen Sasquatch before, because I've done a lot of acid in my time, but I've never actually seen him in any legitimacy that I would grant myself. And I know there's some people that can make it happen, so I hope to see Ryan Melia
Yeah.
here.
Do you have cue cards over there?
I do have cue cards, because I'm not going to remember that name.
What is happening?
I don't know. He's just a
The way
Sasquatch
you're saying
motherfucker.
it almost makes it seem like it's being edited in.
Well, it's...
It's like
Oh, I just
insert
want to
name.
see Ryan Melia.
I'm trying to run these spots.
We're doing a bunch of these. You're the
eventually-
only one hearing this, right?
Eventually, yeah. Well, he's the only one listening. Hey, Christina, you can come too.
Yeah, she's gonna beat the shit out of you if you didn't
But
mention
you're gonna
it.
be Christina. I love you. I don't know about the rest of them. But I can't wait to see you on 4th of July as well. But Ryan Melia, come out.
Hey, everybody
Join
raise
us.
a glass. I hope you're drinking something where you're listening, and if you can't right now, drink it when you get out as soon as
To
possible.
America.
To
Here we go.
volleyball.
Yeehaw! Woo!
God, let's go play a game of volleyball.
Let's do
Let's get
it.
this teamwork going.
Hold on, I got my jean shorts in the house.
I got a.
Those aren't Navy standard issue.
No, they are
So
not.
they're not
They're
recognized
not.
by the Volleyball Association.
Yeah, those frays are not uniform.
That's
You got. I got a couple of caffeines in the car, so.
Mine have the blue stripe
All
going
right,
down
shut the
American
fuck up.
flag.
Let's end this fucking thing.
All right. Well, if you enjoyed this podcast, be sure to
I
subscribe.
can't imagine you would.
Well, I mean, you keep telling the audience that they don't exist.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan exists.
Yeah, well, we know of Ryan.
Is he wealthy? We could use a donation.
He works for the gas company.
That's
so
true.
he's-
Yeah.
he's
They're made out of money.
He's got a good 401k.
Can we get free gas? What do we get out of this?
I don't know. Attention, likes,
Is America
shares.
on gas? I don't even know.
Fucking smash
Moses.
that like button.
Moses, Cynthia, let's just get out of this podcast, please.
I love you guys and I love America.
Well, to you, our audience that definitely exists. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast. Leave us a 5-star review. Check us out on YouTube and Rumble. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. You can also follow us on social media. Tell us what you think about the Top Gun debate and what are some of your favorite 4th of July traditions. We are at Loud and Drunk on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Locals. If you, by some chance, happen to like this podcast, then think about contributing to us on Locals so we can up the production value. So, for Justin, Moses,
And Cassidy.
and Cassidy Clarice, I'm producer Dan. Have a wonderful Independence Day. God bless you and God bless America. Thank you for joining us. And until next time, this is Loud and Drunk.
Yeehaw!
Buy the stuff.
Somebody should have been, you guys should have been, you should have been humming the battle hymn out of the Republic.
Thank God I was running out of C names.
Dan, I don't know that name. I don't know that song.
I don't know this. I don't know this.